so. No, 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 no.
Hello, greetings and welcome back. My name is Chris from 𝐵𝐴𝐺𝐬 and welcome back to my channel. So I'm actually currently sitting down on like the floor because I don't have like a lot of space in my room anymore compared to how it was like a few years and a few months ago. But like just a few weeks ago, I watched this very wonderful video by one of my favorite BJD content creators out here on YouTube by Lomi. I don't know how to call her. Should I call her Miss Lomi or Master Lomi or maybe Lomi Senpai? But yeah, out of respect, I'm gonna be calling her Miss Lomi. And she made a video about like all the disappointments she's had in the BJD hobby. I will be linking her video in the description box below and also up here in the cards so you can see like her disappointments in the BJD hobby. And like a lot of people also commented there as well. I have a lot to share, so I don't think that my comment would be enough to share all of my disappointments in the hobby, but still I really hope that you check her videos out. She's very helpful, especially if you are planning to start your own ball jointed doll hobby and stuff like that. She does like a lot of good things and a lot of points as well. I've learned a lot from her. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So my first ever disappointment is of course from my first doll when I got into the hobby. It was a gift from my dad. He is a Hooju action doll Leo and he is an MSD scale. I am not a fan of MSD scale, and I know for sure like until now I still really just love my SD dolls. Actually, I have 5 SD dolls. I only have 1 MSD, and even though I would say a lot that I love my uncle dolls, I only actually have 2 uncle dolls. So it really shows what scale is my favorite, and it always will be my SD dolls. So back then, my dad told me that he's willing to buy me a ball jointed doll, but he doesn't want me to get the big one. The big ones, like, you know, SDs are actually really big. They are considered a 3rd scale doll. So at the time, you know, we didn't have our own rooms back then, so each and every one of us are staying in the same room, and I think my dad just doesn't want to feel awkward around my dolls. So back then, there was only a few really cheap ball jointed dolls out there, and Hooju actually was one of them. Not a lot of dolls for, let's say, in Resin Soul or Bobobi had like the face, this sculpt that I really wanted in a doll, but Hooju has it. As I've said like a million times now, I really love dolls with fox-like eyes and like really cute pouty lips. After a few months, actually, I fell out of love with him. It's just that it was really hard. Of course, as a kid, you know what you want. You really know what you want, but I was living under my parents' home, so I have to abide by their rules. I'm Asian, okay? It may be super extremely obvious, but I'm Asian. So what our parents say, that's it. So yeah, my first disappointment is my first ever doll, and I don't have him here with me anymore because I sold him, I think around 2019 or 2018. I don't really remember it, but I sold him like after a few years of me just like beating around the bush and telling myself like, you know, I would come to love this doll, but then I didn't, so I sold him. This is gonna be a wild ride. So disappointment number 2 is actually, oh my god, I was scammed in the ball jointed doll hobby. So I actually asked my friend to help me purchase this doll, because finally I found a doll, like an SD doll that I really want and was really cheap. She was like willing to let it go for, I think at the time it was $200 with the head, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. We talked about like layaways. I think we had like 2 or 3 months layaway, and I was really doing my best to be able to pay for that doll. And when it was like the time for her to ship it out to me, she just gone. Yeah, I still feel really bad because she scammed like, I think at the top of my head it's like $250 or was it $275? I don't really remember, but like it's a very big amount of money. And yeah, if she were to watch this video, hello, I hope you're doing fine. Please don't send the doll to me anymore. I don't need it. I already have like 5 SD dolls. But yeah, it's a wild ride. I've already long forgiven her because maybe she really needed it for school, but still, as a kid, I really was hoping to get my doll. I paid for everything, the shipping, the head, the body, pretty much everything, but she never shipped it out. It was a wild ride, but yeah, and also that's like one of the reasons why I don't do international transactions anymore, because I can't go into their house and like knock on their door and be like, give me my doll. I can't do that. So I just stopped doing transactions like overseas. I'd rather do transactions here in my country, because wherever you are, as long as you're in the Philippines, I can physically get to you and knock on your door and get my doll and like run out of your house. I can do that, I think. Okay, so disappointment number 3. So after a while, I think this happened around 2022 or 2023. I don't have like a lot of recollection about it, but I bought my friend's first doll. He was Angel Studio Gus, and I really love that doll. Actually, I really love the body, but like the head really just sets me up. It just, I'm sorry if you're watching this video, the head, like the sculpt and everything, it just pisses me off. I hate the big eyes and like the super rounded lips. It's just not to my liking. I really love the body of the doll because it's like so cute and like so dainty. Like the hands were like really big, and so like everything was single jointed. It was so cute, but like I just didn't like it. Like that was my MSD after a while. After a long while, actually. I've been into the hobby, I think at that point like 2 or 3 years, and then the MSD that I bought was the Angel Studio Gus, because my friend asked me to adopt him, and I was like, yeah, sure. But after a while, I think it was just like a few months, and then I sold the head because it just wasn't living, you know. It's not giving. It's not the doll that I think it would be. I thought it was the MSD that would make me love MSDs, but he wasn't. I hope he's doing fine though. I've sold him to someone also in the hobby, but I don't see them post photos of him frequently, but yeah, I hope he's doing fine. Okay, so disappointment number 4. This is also related to my disappointment number 3. So when I got my MSD, my Angel Studio Gus, I was over the moon. I told myself like, oh, I'm gonna make him lots of clothes. I'm gonna be starting practicing making clothes for him, for MSDs again. And yeah, it just oh my god, it just went downhill from there. I just kind of like I hated making MSD clothes, and I don't know why, but I just don't like it at the time. Back then, it just wasn't giving anything to me. Anything I do, anything I try to like manipulate the fabric, I do this, I do that to the pattern, it just doesn't sit well on the doll, and it just made me like ever so disappointed. Like every time I look at my doll like wearing something that I made, I felt really bad. So I told myself like, okay, I'm just gonna stop. I'm not gonna have any more MSDs after this. And I think I sold all of my MSDs at the time, and I just got back into MSDs last year. So yeah, that's that. I could say like I'm pretty much okay with MSDs now, but like yeah, I don't really like their scale. They're cute, I'd give you that. I like them because they're cute. A lot of MSDs actually have pretty faces, but it's just that it's really hard to make clothes for them. I'd rather make clothes for USDs than make clothes for MSDs. I suck at making MSD clothing. So maybe that's that, but I'm getting better every day. But still, you know, it's not my best. I'd rather make clothes for USDs still. So yeah, I don't know. I love my MSD right now. I love my Dollzone Meggy. I love him so much, but I don't think there's another MSD out there that would make me want to love him as much as I love my Meggy. But anyways, that's that. Disappointment number 5. Oh my god. This, until today, I still feel bad about it. I sold my DikaDoll Qisu. Oh my god. Every time I think about it, I feel really bad because I really love Qisu. Oh my god. I love his face. I love his sculpt. I love like his eyes, like the way his jaw is looking like this. And like his lips is like, he looks just so pouty. I love him. But at the time, I only had one uncle body, and I don't want 𝐝𝐵𝘀𝗀𝗽𝗏 to share bodies with other dolls. So I kind of told myself, like, maybe I should let my Qisu head go. I love my Qisu so much, and I just have to give him up like that. I feel bad, and until today, I'm still waiting for someone who would like post him back on the market, and I would like buy him. I would definitely buy him in a heartbeat. But yeah, for now, I still haven't found him. So yeah, I really liked him. I feel bad about it until today, and I actually feel remorseful, and I regret that I had to sell him at the time because I don't really like having floating heads. A lot of my friends are fine with having floating heads in their collection, but for me, I don't really like it. It makes me feel sad. So I'd rather have spare doll bodies than have floating heads. So yeah, I don't like having floating heads. Disappointment number 6 is like, yeah, it's related to this boy. I'm so sorry, he's like a bit floppy because of the I still haven't fixed his stringing. But if you've seen our latest video together, oh my god, Pine is so cute. He's wearing an outfit that I made for him. He still has like a little bit of a wide neck, and it's still a bit long, but I really like it. So disappointment number 6 is Pine actually had 3 bodies before he had this one. So at first I got him an MSD body. It was a gray plumage body, and then I got him a Shinji doll body. It was PVC ABS body. I don't remember a lot about Shinji, but that's that. And then the third one was the BGD body that I made a review out of in this channel. I was hoping that Pine could use it, but the body was just way too muscular for my liking. The height is perfect. I don't really mind like the difference of like the color of the head and the body, but the muscles, it just wasn't giving to me. I don't like it, especially for Pine. Pine is like a really dainty character for me. But yeah, so Pine had 3 bodies before he settled on this one. So that was like a very big disappointment of mine because I really don't want him to go. And as I've said, I don't like having floating heads, but for pretty much like 4 years he was a floating head. So yeah, I'm glad that he now finally has this wonderful Volks body, a single jointed body, but still he's perfect. The camera is not picking it up, but like he's perfect, and the clothes that I made for him are just like perfectly fine. I love him so much. He's perfect. He's beautiful, and yeah, I'm thankful that the whole issue that I had with his body is now gone. And he is with this beautiful Volks body. He's quite heavy as well, but I love him, and I'm so grateful that he's perfectly fine right now, and that we don't have to go scouring the whole market again to give him like a body. This one is perfect, and I'm so glad our friend recommended this body. So disappointment number 7 has to do with Rin. Rin is my favorite doll. He is my first ever resin bowl jointed doll in the scale that I want, so he is my favorite, and for me he's perfect the way he is. But there was a very big disappointment that happened. I think this was last year. I sent Rin out for a face up because like his old face up was chipping away, so I sent him out to one of my colleagues and asked them to do his face up. I told them that here is the reference that I have for him, please make him look like this, blah 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 blah. And they were like, yeah, okay, sure, I'm gonna do that for you. And they kept on like sending me photos, and I kept on asking them like, please, can you remake this, can you remake that? And I kind of felt like I was being a little too demanding or a little too bossy about Rin. So when they sent me like a certain photo in a certain video, I was like, yeah, okay, that's fine. He's perfect. Please send him out to me. I'm completely totally okay and content with it. But in reality, I wasn't really sold to the face up that they did for him. And I don't really want to break their heart. I don't want to say stuff like that. They did Daisy perfectly. They got like the whole idea and like the whole aura that I wanted for Daisy, but like for Rin, they just couldn't capture it. I don't know why. Maybe because Rin is like special and he has like a certain place in my heart that I just can't sit down and like settle and be like, oh, this is okay, it's okay. I want Rin to be perfect because he's my favorite doll and he's been through a lot. So yeah, I was really disappointed on his second face up. So I was beating around the bush. I actually posted this body of his for sale because I thought the problem was on his body, and I was like posting it and like offering it to a lot of people, and then it kind of like came to me that I don't like his face up. So I sent him to my favorite artist, the one who did Pine's face, also the one who did Ray-chan's face, and also did Ceresa's face, Auburn's face. They're my favorite artists. They've probably touched all of my dolls' faces now, aside from Daisy and Lemon. And they're also doing Hinata and my Dollzone Meggy's face up as of the moment. So yeah, I sent Rin out to them. They did him perfectly. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but like he looks so perfect. He looks like what I envisioned Rin to look like. So yeah, I almost sold my doll just because of a face up. I don't want Rin to like lose his body because, as I've said, I don't like floating heads. So if Rin were to like lose this body, he would have probably been sold. And I don't want that. Okay, I'm so sorry I had to think of it, but I'm really glad that I gave him to my friend and she did an amazing job on his face. Perfect. The last but not the least is my disappointment number 8. I cannot bring Ray-chan down here because he's like way too big. He's not heavy, but like he's just too big and bulky. I don't want to get up and like take him and bring him here with me, but I'm just gonna be putting a photo of him here so you can have like an idea on who and what I am talking about. My disappointment with Ray was Ray is actually like, I'm not gonna say like the embodiment, but like he is one of my ultimate beloved dolls because he looks exactly just my favorite character from Love and Deep Space, and I really love Zane. His face sculpt is also Zane inspired, and for me, I thought that I had the perfect body for him. So I got this uncle, I think it's 77 or 78 centimeter body from Lungsol, and I was over the moon. I paid for it in full. Actually it wasn't in full, but like in layaway. I think I put it up for like 2 months in layaway. And yeah, and when the body came home, I was like so excited. I was really looking forward to loving this body because like the photos the seller sent me was like perfect. I was like, yeah, this is perfect. This is a good body. And I opened the bag. I was over the moon because it's perfect, but the skin tone is yellow. I don't really mind because, as I've told myself, you know, Ray-chan after a while would become yellow and he would be like in harmony with this body. So I was like totally fine with that. But the moment I put his head on that body, my god, he looked emaciated, and I was just like, okay, this is not gonna work. I was trying to gaslight myself into like, maybe I can make him wear like a turtleneck thingy so it could be hidden. It still didn't work. He had like really small shoulders. It didn't sold anything to me. The fantasy of him being Zane is just, it's just not Zaning. It's not happening. So I went to my friends and I told them that, oh my god, I hate this long soul body. If anyone wants it, I'm willing to sell it for like for very cheap. And then I'm really lucky because my good friend in our chat, she was like, do you want my UF doll body? And I was like, holy cow, okay, let's trade. And so I gave her my Lungsol body, and then she gave me her UF doll body, and yeah, I'm totally fine right now. But like, I still feel bad because I was so excited at that day. I was so looking forward to giving Rei-chan like a really nice body because it is Lungsol. I thought it was gonna look good on him, but he looked emaciated, he looked dehydrated, he looked like that was like 100,000 years was taken away from his body. It's just not giving. I don't like it. Every time I think about it. Okay, so that would probably be all. I'm really sorry if like I keep on like doing a lot of stuff and gestures with my hands, and if you're keeping on seeing my knees, I'm really sorry. It's just that I'm not super comfortable like sitting on the ground for a very long time. But yeah, this is one of my first few videos where I actually sat down and talked in front of the camera. It's really fun. And I'm hoping to make more like this video. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. I will be seeing you next time. Bye bye.
I don't think so. No, 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 no.